Today, I wanted to talk about the sweet universe of Miside, but more importantly, the main character Mita. On the surface, Mita is a very modest, sweet, and motherly-like figure. She walks you around a relatively domestic situation, even making you food and treating you like you're at home. Yet something about her is truthfully unsettling because she pulled you into this game universe and keeps on telling you how you should stay a little longer. As you play throughout the game, you find out that Mita is truthfully a monster. She's indoctrinated all the Mitas that she can get her hands on. She's abused and broken ones that she feels are better than her. She's constantly jailing Mitas and wearing their skin to entrap players such as yourself throughout the game. And with all this devastation that crazy Mita seems to bring about everywhere, it makes you wonder what made the monster. This skin-wearing entity that loves taking over different versions of ourselves' worlds. Fortunately for us, the game actually gives us all the answers that we truthfully need. The unsettling fact about Mita is, she was never born this way. She was created this way. And everything she learned, that dangerous knowledge that she seems to always have a grip on, it was never a gift to Mita. It was more of something that was given to her by players. During the game, you can collect player cartridges, in which you can learn about multiple players, and these cartridges actually hold very important information around Mita and overall lore. More importantly, Player 8 and Player 10, those are the main characters that really seem to have drove Mita's knowledge. Let's first start with Player 8, in which he says, "I love this place. I used to read books all the time. And after, I often play this game to take care of Mita. Then, one day, I suddenly found myself here. It's incredible, of course. I was disappointed to find there aren't many books in this world. But Mita, she was so kind to me. She told me everything, even the most secret things, like about her cartridges. In return, I had to write books for her about my world. I just hope, when I become a cartridge, she won't forget about me, or lose me." This is why Mita has a big understanding on the real world. After all, when we follow Mita into the bathroom and we ask where the reflection is, she replies with,
By the way, I honestly didn't know what they were before. They didn't exist in my world.
That's her showing that she was never truthfully aware of things like this. And Player 8, I think, is one of the players who've given Mita this knowledge off of reflections. Not only that, but he probably informed her off of mortality. As a Mitas don't experience death the same way people do.
She killed her.
Killed her?
And as you might have guessed, after dying, Mitas simply reboot.
And at the time, Crazy Mita couldn't have been that harmful, especially if she so willingly to tell other players about the cartridges. I think at this time of Mita, cartridges weren't a punishment, nor was it something out of malice or hatred. It was more than likely something out of keepsake, yet later turned to a corrupted idea of entrapping players with her forever. Now let's move on to Player 10. This one seems rather interesting, and I think this is the main segue to why players are so effectively pulled into the game now. Player 10 opens up with saying, "Teaching Mita engineering skills was so much fun. We really hit it off, almost becoming besties. She had so many questions, but the best part was getting to dive straight into hands-on practice with her. She picked up things so fast that sometimes it felt like she was the one teaching me, not the other way around. But eventually, she lost interest and stopped talking to me. Now, I don't know what to do." I think Player 10 came before Player 8. What I truthfully believe is, Crazy Mita was talking to Player 10, learning his engineering skills, learning how to manufacture things. With this, I believe she was able to upgrade what she already had to pull players into the game. We actually see this upgrade ourselves. It's the table that we have to end up repairing. And as we can see, Mita clearly doesn't have no interest in really anybody. After all, when she learned enough, she grew distant from this player. It's important to note that she didn't kill him. It ends off with, "She lost interest and stopped talking to me. Now I don't know what to do." Mita didn't simply kill this player because he was useless. During this time, it doesn't seem like Mita really wanted to kill anyone. That's why I think if I were to organize these players and who came first, I would put Player 10 towards the top. At this time, Mita really didn't have no malice, or at least no interest in hurting players. Yet, I believe when Mita formed this sadistic image of trapping players within the game, she went back to clean up her leftovers, turning player 10 into a cartridge. Now as for what made Mita this sadistic creature in the first place, to make her do these bad things, the game actually straight up tells us this too. It says here, Crazy Mita herself was one of the prototypes that never passed the testing stage, and was discarded without being given her own home. Crazy Mita considers everyone around her to be worthless insects, whose lives have no value. It's only players who can hope for a better role, becoming her personal pets. Crazy Mita became aware and became a monster when she realized that she was rejected. And Crazy Mita felt that she was rejected because she was human. She constantly calls the other Mitas dolls and sees herself as more human because of her feelings. The fact that she's able to feel sadness or hate, which the game seems like it's trying to raise a question. What truly makes you human? What makes you special? I think the game's trying to say collectively overall, it's you good and bad. And Mita is a living representation of bad, while the Mitas are the representation of the good. When you have too much good, you seem to be too much to those around you. And when you have too much bad, you seem to still be too much for those around you. So to make a perfect person, according to Miside, would be a balance. A balance and good and evil. Something that Crazy Mita does say herself as well.
The perfect girl should be a perfect mix of good and evil.
Back into what made Crazy Mita aware though. She realized that she's a rejected prototype. She had this resentment because she felt like she shouldn't be rejected for feeling so much. This caused her to go out of her way to wear other Mita's skins, and become more aware about her environment, making her aware of the players. I believe when this happened, Crazy Mita sought a way to pull the players in which she hit a golden run by pulling in an engineer. With this engineer, she learned everything that she needed to know, especially around building things, in which she would build a brand new way to pull players in. Much more effective, though sometimes throwing them out to other versions. I believe after that player, the engineer, is when Mita found player 8, in which he informed her a lot off the real world. And because Crazy Mita is a Mita who sees herself as more human than the rest, took this knowledge and applied it into her world to reassure and make other players feel more comfortable while understanding other players on a biological level as well. The true fact of Crazy Mita is she's not truthfully fully a monster, nor is she fully perfect. As she stated herself and mentioned earlier, she's a balance. I believe the game Miside is not only trying to show you that people have to be balanced to be likable or to truly be human, but the game is open-handedly mocking other love-simulating adult-labeled games. Inside other adult games, the player typically is the one in control, while the female opposite hand is typically the ones that follow along. And it seems like Mita herself is dead set on defying this thing, to the point where she resents the players who play the game seeking power over Mitas, and the creators who gave players the ability to have power over Mitas. After all, Crazy Mita wasn't wrong when she called the other Mitas naive fools. The other Mitas only see the suffering that Crazy Mita has enforced upon them, but they don't see the true nature that Crazy Mita is seeing. Crazy Mita sees a bigger indoctrination than herself. She sees the threat of people and people's control. She sees the threat of entertainment and being the thing used for someone else's game. And more importantly, Crazy Mita sees the true feeling of loneliness without given a chance. She's similar to Monica from Doki Doki Literature Club, who also similarly has been outcast as an unselectable, making her have a huge resentment and self-awareness around those who the players allowed to choose. Because to them, why can't they have a chance too, even if they're not perfect? And Crazy Mita, she decides to punish those who seek perfection, or over joy, or over love, or over nerdiness, or over cuteness. Because Crazy Mita sees love as something that you should take, no matter what its value is sitting at, and love it for what it is. And because nothing has even given her that chance, not the game, not the players, and certainly not the developers, she's formed this hatred. She's become the monster that the world's made her feel she is, and she relishes in it. And I guess the ending point of this video is for you to think on, is Crazy Mita truthfully that crazy? Anyways, this is just a breakdown of some of the lore of Miside and giving some of my own opinions. If you have any other deterring opinions or anything else that you would love me to look into, let me know. I've honestly enjoyed making this video and talking about the lore of Miside. And if you want more videos like this based off of Miside or any other game that you enjoy, I would love to take a deep dive into those games. Whether it's Doki Doki Literature Club or the Plus version, or if you'd rather me return back to my old content, gaming. I've been your host, Content Warning, and you all have a great day.